Extraneous solutions are solutions to rational equations like this, that when you plug them back in for x, things don't turn out so nicely. So let's work through this problem and find what I'm trying to explain. So here we know that our greatest factor is going to be, or our greatest denominator is going to be x plus 2 times x minus 2. And here we have x minus 2 and then x plus 2 in their own fractions. So on this one, we're going to multiply x plus 2, x plus 2. And on this one, x minus 2, and on this one, x minus 2. Now, we're going to forget our denominators because we would cancel them out at the end. That's why we can do that. We get x plus 2 plus x minus 2 is equal to 4. Yeah. X plus 2 plus x minus 2 is equal to 4. 2 minus 2, those cancel. X plus x, that's going to give us 2x is equal to 4. And then we can divide by 2, and that will give us x is equal to 2. Now this is an extraneous solution. But why? You see, if we were to plug x back in, all those other equations we did last video, if we plugged x back in, they'd be equal to each other. But here, if we plug in 2 for x, something that we don't like would happen. You see, here we would have, just trying to write this real quick, let's plug in x for 2. We get 1 over 2 minus 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 2 is equal to 4 over 2 minus 2, then 2 plus 2. 1 over 0 plus 1 over 4 is equal to, well, this right here is 0. So this would also be 4 over 0. Now, this is why we consider it an extraneous solution. Because you cannot divide by 0. You see? So whenever we have a solution that on its own is a solution, as in a root, a 0, of this linear term, this one in particular here, it is an extraneous solution. But why can't we divide by 0? Let me show you using a number line. 2 ways. Number line, something else. So let's just draw a number line real quick from 0 to 4, 3, 2, 1. If I say 4 divided by 2, that is asking how many times does 2 fit into 4? Let's look at it as distance. This whole distance is 4, and 2, we move 2 spaces, and then another 2 spaces. Because it's asking 2, how many times does 2 spaces fit into the 4 spaces? It fits into it 1 time, and then 2 times. That is why 4 over 2 is equal to 2. But what about here? 0 divided by 1? How many times does 0 fit into 1? Okay, well, let's see. Let's look at the distance of 0. Let's see how many times that jump, how many jumps it's going to take to get to 1. But that's the problem, you see. 2, 1, those are actual distances. We can make those jumps until we get to that solution. But 0? 0 does not have any distance. No matter how many times we make that jump, we're going to keep ending back at 0. So we don't say that there is no solution. We say that this is undefined. If we have a number over 0, it is undefined. Now, another way of looking at it, if we just had any number, x divided by 0, let's assume it was like a real number, real. We would have to multiply by 0. We get x to r times 0. Now we're assuming that this isn't 0. This could be any number, 1, 4, blah, 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 blah. But any number times 0 will be 0. But we said right here that it's not. We have 4, we have 1. These are all like the same thing. That is why it's undefined. No solution, undefined, and that is why we consider them extraneous solutions. So once again, to cover, is that when we get a solution that by itself would solve these as a 0, or if we plugged it in, it would turn into 0, then that is an extraneous solution. Rock on.